Hi, everyone. Brooke Reilly sitting here with Vice President for Student Experience candidate Jeremy Gustafson. Jeremy, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here today.
So, Jeremy, when you first decided to run for this role, what was the reasoning behind it for you?
Well, I've been on student government for 2 years. I've served as a freshman senator, and more recently, I served as the liberal arts senator and also the chairman of the Specialized Representation Cabinet. And in my role as the liberal arts senator, I realized that there's a lot of stuff happening in academics that pertains to student experience that isn't being talked about. And I definitely want to bring like a new lens to this role because for the past like 3 years, we have focused almost entirely on diversity and multiculturalism, which is fantastic. And I still want to continue that, but I want to branch out a little bit and also include academics and other ways we could help students individually.
So can you elaborate on some things that you've done in the past for SGA that makes you prepared for this role?
Sure, definitely. So, as you know, we do initiatives, and I've worked on multiple initiatives. This past year, I've done a couple academic ones. So, one thing that I have done is kind of small, but getting bulletin boards, more bulletin boards in CAS, so students are able to post more activities that are going on to help students be more well informed. I have also served on the Food and Security Task Force this year, which has helped students in need because even though the school is a $60,000 university, students are still in need of food, whether their meal plan runs out or if they're commuting and they don't have the most stable social or home life. So those are two things. In addition to that, I've been working on internship opportunities for students. Last year into this year, I've worked on getting a internship at a parliament abroad for Quinnipiac students to kind of make a more global to make Quinnipiac students have a more global view of the world. And this year I'm working with the Polling Institute on getting internship opportunities at the Polling Institute starting next spring. This will be different than just doing phone calls. This would be more helping behind the scenes, seeing how polls are done. And the reason behind this was we have the Polling Institute, which is nationally recognized, but we have little communication between them and the student body, which I think could definitely be strengthened. In addition to that, I've extended the hours at Alabama Pawn Express at CCE. I have also been working on a Indigenous exhibit to express our indigeneity in the library that we are hoping to reveal in November during Indigenous Heritage Month, and I've worked on other stuff pertaining to that.
So you mentioned that you kind of want to move beyond just diversity in this role. So another big part of the Vice President for Student Experience role is keeping students engaged with the Quinnipiac community and their organizations. How do you plan on approaching that?
So I definitely want to do more co-sponsors with organizations, and co-sponsors I want to do. So throughout the year, there's Heritage slash History Months, and I would love SGA to co-sponsor with a organization during each Heritage or History Month that revolves around that month's main thing. So say for African American History Month, I would love to partner up with BSU and ACSU and put on some sort of educational event that would revolve around African American topics. We could definitely invite some of our professors who have extensive research in that field. And I also just want to invite more guest speakers onto campus because I mean we do have some smaller ones here and there, but I think if we put our minds together and ask the student body who we want to hear from, if there's actually a more bigger guest speaker we want to invite, I could definitely work on that and help make that a reality.
And given the current situation with COVID-19 and everything, obviously campaigning is being done online, classes online. What's your first steps going to be if you're elected, if we're still online in the fall or even during the summer as you're getting ready for this role?
Great question. So even this past semester, SGA still has been going at it. I've still been having meetings with administrators revolving around COVID-19 and how I can, or how the Student Government Association could better the students' academic experience with COVID-19. But if, or when I get elected, I will ensure that that continues, that we will still send out surveys like we've been doing, that I will still have office hours where I will have a Zoom office meeting like this and people could come on in and we could talk about whatever. I definitely want to continue the chartering process, which would fall under the Vice President for Student Experience. It was put at a standstill. However, I want to wrap that up before the beginning of next semester. And I also do want to have some events, and we could even do those on Zoom. I know, shout out to SVB for putting on multiple fantastic events. I want to do some smaller ones, or maybe even invite some guest speakers. Yeah, I know this is possible. Professor Fisher of the economics department is doing something similar to this. So I'll give her credit for giving me this idea to have guest speakers come on a Zoom call or a Zoom webinar, as they're called, and give it a presentation, and then they could ask questions and we could have that sort of dialogue.
And lastly, Jeremy, what makes you the best candidate for the Vice President for Student Experience role?
Well, I'm dedicated to the Student Government Association. I've served on it 2 years. I have actively worked to improve students' experience. I have, in addition to that, I'm transparent. I want the student body to know what we're doing in SGA. I'm willing to help any student, whether you're in an unaffiliated club or an affiliated club. However, wherever you are, even if you're not in an organization, you could still come to me and I would love to help you. And I am also extremely passionate about the student's experience. We are here for 4 years. These 4 years go by extremely fast, but we should definitely make memories that last. And I mean, right now we are in a difficult position where we don't really know what's going to happen in the spring semester, but I definitely want to help students adapt this semester to online classes. And I also want to help administration understand what the students' concerns are and how we could fix them. And that's how I will handle this role.
Thank you for joining me, Jeremy, and be sure to stay up to date with all of our content on SGA's candidates at our website, q30tv.com/SGA 2020 elections, and follow us on social media at Q30 News.